Time for another vlog.
It's Halloween night, and Halloween starts at 5 o'clock here in Alien.
Hello out there in YouTube world and whatever channel you're watching this on. It's me, Sue, once again, and my son Seth is here.
Hi there.
Also to talk. So, if you guys remember back on the YouTube channel, I talked about stuff that I had wrote down in the journal about the old haunted house and some of the stuff that had gone on there. And Seth obviously is older than my daughter Dakota, so he had a lot of experiences himself, seeing things. You heard things too, didn't you? Or not?
Yeah, I hear things sometimes. I even saw shadows in the hall.
Yeah. There was a story, and I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, when he was in his bedroom when he was younger, and I was doing some recordings because he had seen things, and let's just, the heck with that, let's just go back and tell me some stories. The main thing, the scariest thing that you ever remember at the old house, what was one of the scariest things you encountered?
Because I would see a shadow figure with eyes and stuff. It would peel into me, and I used to be real scared of it. I would run the other way.
Now, what did it look like?
I thought it was a demonic being or something, because I saw like the face, and I saw freaking eyes, like it was, I don't know what.
Eyes. He drew pictures of it. One thing. So where did you see that thing?
I saw that in the bathroom. It was next to the shower. It would face towards me, and I thought I saw horns. Maybe I thought I saw it was a demon. I thought maybe. I'm not sure.
That is effed up. I recall that night when he woke up and he was calling me. And he had like the sound of panic in his voice. I'm like, ugh. You also saw something else that was in your bedroom.
Yeah.
From Bud's room, because they had like adjoining bedrooms, and you could see from one room over into his room. What were you doing? Just tell us the story of that night.
I think I was just going to go upstairs and go on a computer or something, but yeah, I had a feeling to look through the curtains, look into my room. I had a feeling to do it. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
well, I looked in there and I just saw some like ghostly figure of a head or something facing towards my doorway, and then it turned my direction and faced me. I don't know how it just saw me there. It scared me.
So, it was looking towards your doorway, or looking towards your window, or whatever.
Yeah, I was looking towards my doorway at first, and then it went my direction where I was.
It turned its head.
It like turned its head instantly. Like I couldn't dig in.
So, could you make out what its face? It was just a head, by the way. He's describing it was just a head. And you described the head as being near the floor, didn't you?
It was like, I don't know how his head popped up through the floor or something. I don't know how it was just sitting there. I don't know how that's.
I mean,
there.
how tall was it? Did it look like it was like the height of a person, or?
Well, there I saw it was just like a head just sitting on the floor. I thought that's what I thought I saw.
Yeah, kind of like an orb. So it's looking at your doorway. Could you make out? I mean, you could show them. Could you make out what its face looked like when it was staring at the doorway? Show us how it looked. Like, how did it look?
I would have to
Was it like
something like a Grim Reaper, some type of Grim Reaper looking face, but it had like a smile.
So it's like this, staring at the door?
Yeah, something.
And then when it looked at you, what did it do?
Just had the same look. It just looked my way, but I saw the whole lip line this time. When I saw it turn my way, the whole lip. I saw it. Something like like it was straight face, but his mouth was open. It was black in his mouth and stuff. But
That's too
black
much.
holes in my eyes. But it's kind of weird with me.
Yeah, that's.
That would have creeped you out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Anything would creep me out. Do you remember the time? It was just a couple years ago. I was coming around. It was like midnight. I told this story before with Dakota. I was coming down around the hall. It was shaped like a C, and I went to just go downstairs, around the bend and go down the stairs, and I saw some guy that was taller than your father, whom stands 6'2". So imagine that, somebody taller than that, and it was standing over by the light switch next to Dakota's door, and it was clearly a man.
Sometimes they manifest themselves, or they're like, and then they change themselves the way they look or something. But I saw one that goes all the way up to the ceiling before, and I was scared. And I saw one that goes from the floor all the way to the ceiling in my brother's room. And I looked through my curtains in my room on the bunk bed.
I wonder if that's the same thing that I saw, because I couldn't really make out his face, but you could tell that it was masculine. So I would say a man. I mean,
it was huge, like ginormous. I saw.
I mean, it was really tall. Who I saw, and I thought it was Francis. Jesus, I mean, he'd have to be 6'7", 6'8". But do you remember what I did? I saw this thing. I'm going at normal pace. I see that, and I'm like, and I didn't even look long enough to really make out anything. I whipped open the door and I ran into his room like some sort of safety, safety in pairs or more, whatever.
That's when I wasn't there.
He wasn't in his bedroom. He was down in the kitchen. I don't remember if I yelled out or not. I usually, when something scares me like that, I don't say anything. So I'm standing in his room. I'm like, oh my God, Seth, where are you? And then I said, all right, I'm going to go out the door and I'm going to fly past this thing and I'm going to go downstairs. And I did. And God only knows what I said to you, but that scared the living shit out of me. Okay, big bad ghost hunter, it's cool seeing things on infrared camera and this and that, but when you see something and you told them specifically, I told them 17 years prior, don't ever show yourself to me. And to see that, I was like, oh hell no. This silly cat seems to think that he's part human. He always likes to lay up here on the bed, stretched right out like a human would stretch out, right on the right parts. Silly Bagheera. Not only does he like to lay here like he's a human, but he snores.